let's move on to the exercises for part 6. Okay. So inside our README, we have one page that we're editing here. It is the home page once again. All right. So this has to do with the very first thing that we talked about there, the making impossible states impossible situation. So this one is talking about how we're going to render these tabs. So we want to change it so that there is a single source of truth for which tab is active. I've copied out sort of a description of the specification for how these tabs work in here. So there's some business logic. If the user's logged in, you should always render your feed as the first tab. So for example, you might have your feed followed by global feed, or your feed followed by global feed, followed by the hashtag dragons tag feed. If the user is not logged in, do not render your feed at all. So for example, we would have just global feed if we're visiting the page for the first time without logging in, or we might have global feed followed by the tag specific feed. If the active tab is a tag feed, render that tab last. Show the tag it contains with a hashtag in front. So global feed hashtag dragons, or your feed global feed hashtag dragons. And finally, if the active tab is not a tag feed, then do not render a tag tab at all. So this would be your feed, global feed, or just global feed. Okay, so that's the business logic. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to refactor this such that it is actually using that single source of truth. We've already gone sort of part of the way there, where it's we've already got the types modeled out like we had on the slide. So your feed, global feed, and tag feed. And essentially, all we have to do at this point is implement that logic such that it ends up being this effective single source of truth. So this is a case where, in order to see it actually working, we're going to want to bring up the browser. So if we look at how it looks right now, we can see that we have no tabs whatsoever. There should be some tabs up here, but currently there are not. When we're done successfully implementing this, we should see 2 tabs here. At first we should see only 1 tab, which is global feed. If we log in, we should see 2, which is your feed and global feed, and then we should be able to click on some tabs some tags to see that the tag feed has been selected. Right now, all we're getting is we're actually seeing the tags doing the filtering, but we're not actually seeing the corresponding tabs.